Hey, hey, come on, people. Welcome in, welcome in. You are here at Music Tectonics Seismic Activity. Take your places, get comfortable, open up your beverage, and get ready for some fun and innovation. We're warming up the action for NAMM, giving you guys an excuse to see some early demos, have some conversations, hear about some events that are coming up at NAMM. Uh, when I first went to NAMM several years ago, I was struck by a cacophony of cymbals and smoke machines. And I was like, where's the cool stuff? Not that that stuff isn't cool or anything, but it was I found it very hard to like navigate the huge Anaheim Convention Center to find all the cool new form factors and interesting new devices and all that kind of stuff. And so this year, Music Tectonics and Rock Paper Scissors are trying to like start to pull together the innovation tribe, get you guys all together and help each other make some noise and and so forth. Yes, Dan Conley earplugs are a must, especially if you go into the drum section. All right. Now that we've got everyone in the waiting room, you're here at the Meet the Innovators of NAMM. Welcome to this Music Tectonics Seismic Activity. Music Tectonics is a conference that takes place in the LA area. This year, it is October 24th to 26th in Santa Monica. We've got some brand new beachside venues that are going to be awesome. It's the best combination of fun and closing deals. The Music Tectonics Conference is a gathering of executives and innovators at the intersection of music making gear, the record industry, and all the technology that supports those combined industries. Like I said, it's in LA, so you can make the most of the trip with labels, streaming services, gaming companies, Hollywood studios, creators, producers, and more. That's the Music Tectonics Conference, October 24th to 26th in Santa Monica, California. Tickets go on sale April 24th at musictectonics.com. And if you're interested in getting involved, reach out to Shaylee Ankenbrook, who's here on the call with us, who can get you partnership deck, and she'll drop her email in the chat here, so you can reach out to her as well. So we've got several demos that we're going to do today, but again, we're trying to bring together all the innovation folks who are interested in the musical instrument and music making software and app world. And so to kick it off, we want to do a couple of announcements of some cool stuff that's happening at NAMM. I'd like to bring on stage Ankita Matthews with Triple G. Hey, Ankita, how are you?
Hey, Dimitri, I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Thanks for being here. Why don't you share a little bit about what you guys and we have together going on at NAMM?
Yeah, of course. So, hi, everyone. I'm Ankita Matthew from Triple G Ventures. I'd love to invite you all to our hashtag Innovate in NAMM, hosted by Triple G Ventures, along with the amazing Music Tectonics right here. We're at booth 10105, and we're also joined by our partners, the MIDI Association, the John Lennon Tour Bus, and A3E. So, like Dimitri said, we're bringing cutting-edge innovations to the NAMM floor, from Endless's beat-making arcade to Ekwe's digital canvas for music making, which you will see today, mixed, Synthogy, Lava Music, Sonic Mind, Artifon, Riffler, the list goes on. So make sure you stop by. We also have demos from Jordan Rudess and other musicians throughout the day, but that's not all. We also have giveaways. So I hope I'll see you there at booth 10105, hashtag #InnovateNow. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Ankita, for bringing that big smile and the innovation at NAMM. I'd also like to bring up Bill Collins from GPU Audio to share what you got. Hey, Bill, what's happening?
Hey, how you guys doing? Thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
So yeah, at GPU Audio, we're hosting the Innovation Lounge, the NAMM show. It's located right next to the Pro Audio floor in booth 15,000. We're joined by Genelec, Splice, Vienna Symphonic Library, and more, plus some really truly innovative companies in the AI and immersive audio space. We'll have demos, panels, and performances throughout the event. Most of our panelists are leaders in the AI and immersive audio community. We'll have future-forward performances every day at 2 o'clock, including a performance, which I'm really stoked about, on Saturday by the one and only Richard Devine. So make sure to stop by the Innovation Lounge, hosted by GPU Audio, to experience the latest in audio and music tech.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bill, Ankita, both of you. If you could go ahead and post any links you have in the chat so people can find out and follow up, add it to their calendars, make sure to check you guys out and so forth. And we're teaming up with everybody we could find on this call: Bill, Ankita, MIDI Association, Jack Tripp Labs, anyone who wants to be a part of it. We'd like to invite you to our Innovators of NAMM Unite meetup. We're going to be meeting up on the Saturday of NAMM at 10 a.m. Pacific. Join this meetup and meet all the musical instrument software and app innovators in 1 hour. In this networking session, we turn the panel on its head. Everyone gets the mic. We will facilitate and give you a chance to do a 30-second intro along with everyone else in the room. And once faces and names have been connected, you'll have a chance to work the room to connect one-on-one with anyone you like. So we'll put a link in the chat to that. There's a place on the schedule inside NAMM Show Plus the app so that you can find out more about that. That takes place on Saturday of NAMM, 10 a.m. Pacific in ACC North Level 2, room 18803. That's room 18803. So here we are, building community right here, getting everybody who's doing innovative stuff to share what you're up to and come out to the meetup, come out to these booths that Ankita and Bill have shared with you. And now we will move on to our event today. We've got a packed event. We're going to be hearing demos from some of the most innovative companies who will be attending NAMM this year. Again, like I said, when you're at NAMM, it's kind of hard to find all of the innovators. So this is a chance for us to kind of warm things up, start the word of mouth, and give you a taste of what you might see next week. Or if you're not going, gets you a chance to see some cool stuff and make some connections with some awesome musical instrument, music software, music gear companies as well. So whether you're going to be there or not, here we go. All right. They're about 8 to 10 minute demos. We're going to bring up Mike Butera, founder and CEO of Artifon. Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Excellent. Hey, Dimitri, thank you.
Thanks for being here. Mike's going to give us a demo of Artifon's Orba 2, a smart instrument combining hardware, software, shareable content that anyone can play. There's so much more to say about it, but you know who says it best? The founder. Over to you, Mike.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm excited to show you what we're up to at Artifon. Our goal really is to design music creation experiences for people who wouldn't normally play instruments, and just to have fun with it, almost like fidget spinner level, you know. So we launched actually Orba a couple years ago on Kickstarter. And the idea for this device is really almost like a game controller, and just the simplest form of an instrument that you could build up little beats and really play any sound you want. So Orba 1 was really fun. It has a synthesizer built in with about 16 voices, drum, bass, chord, and lead. And when we launched it, it was really this kind of lightweight synth, but we always wanted to put a sampler in there so we could actually play any sound in the world, and increase the recording time and all kinds of stuff. So that's why we launched Orba 2, which is what I want to show you today. I'm actually going to switch my camera here. Okay. So this is Orba 2. Can you hear that okay? Is that coming through?
Sounds great.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Thumbs up. Okay. So so the basic interface is these 8 pads and then a menu button in the middle. So these are actually capacitive touch. So we actually know your fingers on its way before it gets there, and it's velocity sensitive, and so you can get really expressive with it. These are the drums. It has a motion sensor in there as well, so you can do in this case bump. When you go to other instruments like bass, so I just press that menu button and whatever the bass. Motion control can change all different kinds of MIDI parameters. So this is an MPE MIDI controller. If you don't know what that is, it's basically per note expression, and we send out a bunch of continuous controllers for all the different kinds of things you're doing on the surface and with motion. And so these 4 sounds I've loaded up, drum, bass, chord in this case, all in the same key. They all work together. And yes, there are only 8 pads, but there's an octave switch as well. So you can get a lot more than that. And so this is all built in. This is coming straight out of the device. It also does have a built-in speaker, but I just thought for this, we'd hook it up to a bigger one. So on the surface here, you see drum, bass, chord, lead. There's also this looper, and then you have BPM and octave. But I thought I might just cook up a quick loop here for you.
Yeah, we love to hear it.
If you didn't like anything, you can just shake to erase, which is kind of fun. If you remember the Magic 8 Ball as a kid, it kind of feels like that. So I'm gonna, in the app, actually change the song that's loaded. And so you can load a bunch of different songs on here. This is one that we just released this past week. So when we say a song, it's really a template. It's these 4 presets that all work together, but you make the music, right? So in this case, we've done this acoustic guitar thing. I find myself just kind of reaching over during Zoom calls on mute and just kind of doing a little songwriting. The velocity here does a strum versus more of just the plucking. And so we have all these sounds, but in this case, they're loops. And so really simple drum beat there. But you really can just kind of get lost in that looping. There's one more I want to show you here. And then I might have a little time to show you a preview of something else we're working on. So if you know Kimbra, she sang on that Gautier song way back, and she's had an amazing career since. We partnered with her for the launch of Stem Songs, which is really loading artist stems onto Orbit 2. So in this case, this is the drums, bass, chords, and all these different vocal samples from her song, which is really fun to build a little beat. We're really excited about what's possible with taking, normal songs that people enjoy, really putting them into this interactive format with stems and letting people create whatever versions they want. Dimitri, you tell me if I have any time to show a glimpse of augmented reality, or if we should save that for NAMM.
We got about 30 to 60 seconds. So what do you think?
I'll show you one little glimpse. Here you go. So we're working on this app. We released a bunch of these artist songs on Snapchat recently. Got like tens of millions of plays on them, which is really fun. We're launching this brand Mini Beats. We've done some stuff with Warner Music, like the Green Onions song has a bunch of fun lenses. And now we're designing this really immersive AR app that lets you create music pretty instantly in video. And so looking at this from a gestural component and even moods, face detection, kind of selfie stuff. So we're having a lot of fun with that. If anyone wants to chat, obviously I'll be at NAMM. We can hang out. Just feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you so much, Mike. The Orba, check it out. See how much amazing, crazy stuff you can do with it. And then make the Orba disappear. And you do it with gestures. Mike, you're crazy. And I love what you're doing there. Thank you so much. Some nice comments in the chat and some nice finger snaps on video here too. All right. Next up, we've got Michael Kane. He's one of the co-founders of Ekwe. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Good, good.
Great to have you here. Michael's going to give a demo of their digital canvas for music making with authentic musical and contemporary electronic instruments sampled from around the world. That's Ekwe, E-K-W-E, E-K-W-E, Ekwe. Michael, over to you.
Sounds good. Great. Thanks, Dimitri. And Mike, I'm a huge Kemper fan, so that was a lot of fun. I'll describe Ekwe. My partner's on Jeffrey Sugarman. What we were aiming to do, it comes out of many years as educators, many years as professional musicians, and really wanting to create a platform that meets users where they live and breathe. And that would be true whether you're a professional musician, you're a teacher, or you're an absolute beginner. And we really wanted to create and design a platform that was extremely intuitive, easily accessible. We wanted to make it mobile first. And we did that, as Dimitri said, by recording over 150 instruments from around the world. We did a large, massive global sampling session, primarily in Germany, New York, the West Coast, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. And then we combine those with electronic sounds that you would associate with forms such as hip hop and electronic music and what have you. And what that really does is it creates a very easily explorable library of instruments from around the world. And that's combined with an intuitive compositional canvas, so you can play and create your own music while you're exploring instruments from around the world. So a couple of differentiators for us is we wanted to be able to highlight this global music library as opposed to a genre-based. So instruments are from a region. They have their own particular vocabulary and language, as opposed to rock beat 1, rock beat 2. And we also wanted to introduce people into the world of electronic musical making DAWs a bit, but not just dropping the user into a recording studio environment, which has naturally become the norm, but more into a canvas where you can paint and place things as you like. So trying to be brief, maybe I'll just jump in and show you what I'm talking about a little bit.
Love it.
Can folks see my phone?
Yes.
So when you open Ekwe, it takes you to our blank canvas. As a label I used to record for has their tagline was music, the next best thing to silence. We didn't want to drop you into a multi-track environment. We wanted to drop you into space. And when I click on that, I can see regions and instruments family. And I have my choice. I can explore as you like. I'll stick with the regions for time's sake. Oh, are you seeing that? You're not, are you hearing that?
Yeah. Oh, no, we're not hearing your audio.
Well, that's your call. Would you like to move on to somebody else, and maybe we can circle back to me, and maybe I'll do a little troubleshooting on my end?
That sounds fine. If you're comfortable with that, we'll come back to you.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry
cool.
about that, everybody.
Oh, that's it's
we
okay.
did sound check. We promise.
No, it's all good. So that brings us to Emmanuel Paravicini. Are you here? Are you ready to go? I know it's a tiny bit early, but should be good to go. There you are. Hey, how's it going?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great to see you. Yeah, Emmanuel's the CTO of modeling. He'll show their expressive virtual instruments in live performance software with SWAM, new generation technology. They'll be in the MIDI Association showcase at NAMM. Shout out to MIDI Association for helping us curate this, as well as other great innovation stuff. Over to you, Emmanuel.
Okay, so my name is Emanuele Paravicini, and I'm the CTO and one of the co-founders of Audio Modeling. We are a small company, 12 people, and we develop 2 lines of products, a series of virtual instruments based on physical modeling and modeling technologies in general that emulate acoustic instruments, and a software for the live performance management that you can automate your show, you can make your set list and your songs and change patches on the fly, or run backing tracks along while you're playing, and so on. So we have prepared a small presentation, a video presentation that I'm going to share with you. Okay. Here we are, share sound as well.
Oh yeah, sounds good. So before going into Camelot, I want to say a few words about this technology. Is based on physical modeling, as I said, and our aim is to provide expressive instruments that can be played like real instruments, so overcoming the limitation of sample libraries
that usually they have pre-recorded articulation, pre-recorded expressivity, so it's difficult to express the real player expression, let's say. And but also these tools can be used in a DAW to make of course a performance in a DAW. In the video you have seen that without basically changing, without selecting another set of articulation or another preset, let's say, you can play or in a classical way or in a jazzy way, just providing the different feeling through the controllers, of course. So the next is Camelot. And that's it. So Camelot allows you to basically build a set list and manage all the patch changes, PDF score that you need for performing, backing tracks, automation. There is a very complex set of MIDI processing, routing options, and one cool thing that has a bit anticipated the MIDI 2.0 framework, let's say, is that we have a long list of supported, we call smart maps for hardware instruments. So we are able to query the hardware instruments, typically workstations, synthesizer, to get the patch list or advanced parameters that can be controlled by Camelot without acting on the panel of the keyboard. So in the same how to say, in the same fashion. So once you learn how to do for one keyboard, you can do it for basically all keyboards without reading the user manual. Of course, it's not an editor, but allows you to, as I said, search the patch, the preset that you need for performing, to adjust the volume, to adjust the parameters that usually you need during a live performance and not during the sound design phase, let's say. And basically that's it.
Awesome. That was great. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. That was great. You should check the chat. There was a lot of great comments in the chat. And also, if you can put where you're going to be at NAMM in the chat as well, would love to have people follow up. Everyone who's here presenting, please make sure to let folks know how to reach you or to meet up with you at NAMM too. Really great. Okay, let's try to go back to Ekwe. Michael, are you ready to give it a shot again? I hear typing.
You hear typing. Do you, yeah, I mean, we could give it a try. Fingers crossed.
Okay.
Happy to jump in again.
Let's see. We just got to find you here. Does somebody pin Michael? Here we
I got
go.
you.
You got me?
All right.
All right. I'm not sure what happened between sound check and the gig.
That's all right. Let's give it a
Last
shot.
time. Yeah. So we dropped you into Ekwe. We were starting to explore some of our sounds.
Here we go. We got
We
it.
hear sounds. So there's sounds. I'll take you quickly through sounds from around the world. These are all the sounds that we sampled. You can see the instrument and you can hear the instrument, etc. And if you like one of those sounds, then we have electronic sounds as well, sample. And if you like those sounds, you can commit those to the canvas. And then you can start layering pretty quickly. This is what my 7-year-old nephew loves to do. We'll add another kit. So that becomes a particular layer, and I can expand that and have different editing capabilities. And this section is coming. This is there's a couple of features that are coming that aren't here at the moment, where you can set this to loop as many times as you like. This next section becomes a B section, a C section, and so on. So you can start to make pretty quick compositions on our canvas, pretty complete, pretty quickly. And I'll go back to Africa for time's sake. Once you hear that instrument, if you want to create your own, you can certainly edit, but all our instruments come with a description. So you can read about the instrument, you can see where it's from and get a little bit of context in the flow of play, creation, improvisation. If you like that, then you have our kind of MIDI, basic MIDI editor where you can create and do what you like on it. I can start from scratch. I'm just hitting random notes, basic DSP effects and reverbs and things like that. And then I can commit that to the canvas. If I click up here, Ekwe becomes playable instrument. So my screen becomes a touchpad screen, so I can interact that way. Commit that to the canvas, and I can do the same with maybe I'll go to North America. I can do the same with melodic instruments. And then we'll do whirly. I'll erase that. All melodic instruments give you a so I can create my own sounds that way and commit that to the canvas. And I can do the same. The other thing I would say, you have what you would expect in terms of keyboard lock and different tonalities. Since we are dealing with instruments from around the world, I'll go to piano. You want to be able to explore those different tonal centers. So we can explore non-Western as well as Western scales. Every instrument that is indigenous to that a particular region opens up to its indigenous tuning. So you're able to hear the instrument in its natural environment a little bit. The other thing that Ekwe allows for is acoustic recording. I can record my own voice if I'm acoustic pianist, so I can play the piano, or if I'm a rapper, which I clearly am, so I can play the piano, or if I'm, and that becomes committed to the canvas pretty quickly. Play the piano, or if I'm a, and then we have editing capabilities on our digital audio, so I can trim and clip and move things around along those lines very quickly. And I can share my compositions and I can collaborate. So I'm just back from a trip to India where I was working with KM Music, A.R. Rahman's school, KM Music Conservatory, where we had 20 to 30 students there that were collaborating on Ekwe. And at the final performance, there was 10 musical pieces that were played. 3 of those were people on their own particular device. And then 7 of the 10 were either sitar, carnatic violin with Ekwe instruments in live space. So we see teachers using this in the classroom that might find GarageBand a little intimidating. We see we've talked to producers and professionals who I know I do a lot of studio work, and we see this as a collaboration tool in the studio. That's what we're hearing a lot from the KM music students, where maybe I'm tracking on Pro Tools, but we want to bounce around ideas between sessions in the collaboration side of things. And we want it to be accessible to all ages. So maybe for time's sake, since we had our pause, I'll stop there, if that makes sense.
That was great. Yes, super awesome. Totally, as Eleanor said in the chat, totally worth the wait. And I see Athan has said that Ekwe has entered into the 2023 MIDI Innovation Awards, as well as many of the other innovators on the call. Athan, thanks for being here. If you want to post any links for any other information about that, thanks. Keep that chat going. But Michael, that's great. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Triple G Music Tectonics booth,
Definitely.
number 10105. And we need to interview you for the podcast as well.
Great.
So we'll do
Thanks
that
for your
next.
patience, everybody. Also,
it was no
appreciate
problem,
it.
and it wasn't your fault. Zoom always gets crabby with other systems. It could be your computer or your internet,
Yep.
like so many different things. So no points deducted. Totally worth it. Okay, thank you so much. All right, we're going to move on. Edgar, let's get Edgar from Embodme. Is it Hemery? Hemery? I don't know how to say your last name, but we're.
Hey guys, Edgar Hemery. Correct.
Hey, great. All right, you're the CEO of Embodme, and you guys have a revolutionary MIDI controller that bridges the gap between electronic music and human expressivity. Guys, this ought to be fun. And you will also, you're going to be in the MIDI Association showcase at NAMM. Over to you, Edgar. Tell us what you got. Show us what you got. We're excited you're here.
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, thank you so much for having us among you guys. We're super thrilled to come next week to NAMM and showcase iRayTouch. So it's a young product. We released it a couple of years ago in the midst of the COVID, and it took kind of a while to get the production going, but here we go. This is a MPE controller. It's expressive, and by the way, we love the SWAM audio modeling VSTs. We use them a lot. It works super well with this MIDI controller. It basically is a pad, semi-rigid, that you can just touch and have the aftertouch going, like you see here, the ripple going bigger as I go deeper. So it has this very like deep feeling of sense of like pressure, and we can grasp all the musical articulation from slide gestures, from pitch bends, on this very visual display that you can configure. You can really create your layout. So this is the layout here, for example. It's kind of grid-based layout where you can choose a scale from the scale menu. You could play in any scale you want. Here is C Iolian, so I only have C Iolian. And it's all continuous, obviously. You can go.
Hey, Edgar, the audio is not coming through very strongly.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can turn the volume up a little bit.
Maybe we need to unmute from the laptop, and we need to activate from Alex, the sound from Alex. Maybe
you will try now. Speak to the microphone.
It's got effect.
That's right.
Or maybe get closer.
You will get a demo through the sound after.
Turn the volume up for just the speaking part. Yeah, very quickly, the musical, the gesture articulation here. So you get the velocity, but you have the aftertouch and the release velocity, which is called the lift. So you see the ripple by the end. If I release slowly, I get a small ripple. If I release fast, a bigger one. And you can also play with drumsticks. You can play the drums and create countless layouts. And so today, to give you a good aperture of what this is capable of, we're lucky to have two artists with us, so De Laurentiis and Rick Feds. And by the way, they are coming with us at NAMM next week, so you'll be able to see them on our booth during the stay at NAMM, and also on the closing act on the big stage. So it's really great. that they could make it and do this collaboration. And so today we wanted to give you a little teaser of this this duo that has just started a few days ago here in Paris. So yeah, I'll leave you guys play and get back to you by the end. But I think this will give you a good sense of what we do here at Embody. Oh, just one last thing before I forget. In this small performance, we'll be also showcasing how Earache Touch can be triggering audiovisuals. So it's a really audiovisual act.
We'll circle back in a few minutes, and of course, worst case scenario, we'll come and get you on the Music Tectonics podcast when we're at NAMM and get some audio out to folks as well. This has been great. The chat's been off the hook. Michael, I don't know if you got a chance to see all the comments back on Ekwe. Everyone's really excited. I'm like, dude, if my first NAMM was just like this Zoom, I would have been I would have been insane. Like, give me all the good stuff in one place, which is why we're going to go to the MIDI Association booth and the Triple G Music Tectonics and the GPU Audio and everybody that's here. Go track down audio modeling and see if my flute playing can become trumpet playing as I take out a keyboard and all sorts of cool stuff. So this has been super awesome. I'd like to invite, actually, Athan, would you like to come on and give us a little bit of an update of what MIDI Association has going on at NAMM? We'd love to have you.
Sure, that sounds great. Hey, how are you?
Thanks for being here, and thanks for all your help with putting this together and always feeding us all the good stuff. What do you got going at NAMM?
We have so much going on NAMM. Just to let you know, I got off a plane last night from Japan. We were at a meeting with Apple, Google, Microsoft, Korg, Yamaha, Kawai, and Roland, and there's some amazing things going on at the NAMM show. We are going to have the first introduction of actual working products of MIDI 2.0. Ivory 3 has been released. Logic is supporting MIDI 2.0. The Apple operating system is doing it. But the thing I think we're really most excited about is we are giving out Lifetime Achievement Awards to all of the people who are the innovators who made the modern music production environment possible. So Kakahashi-san from Roland, Stone Kato from Korg, Alan Perlman, Bob Moog, Don Buchla, Dave Rossum, all of these people who made synthesizers, sequencers, and drum machines that make all of the stuff that we're doing now possible. And as part of that celebration, we're celebrating two things. We're celebrating the 40th anniversary of MIDI. So 1983 to 2023, so it's been 40 years. The first anniversary of MIDI 2.0, and also the 50th anniversary of hip hop. We're working with Brian Hardgroove, who was the drummer in Public Enemy, and there's going to be on Thursday night. There's going to be an award given to Chuck D from Public Enemy. Brian's band is performing at 3 p.m. on April 15th, and then we have the performances that are going on for the 40th anniversary of MIDI. We have Lady Gaga's keyboard player. We have the keyboard player from Earth, Wind, and Fire. We have the keyboard player from Dream Theater, Jordan Rudess, who is also going to be at the Triple G booth. It's all kind of this wonderful mashup of amazing music that's going to happen, and it's all brought to you by the MIDI Association. So we're really happy to be collaborating with Rock Paper Scissors and Gregg from Triple G. It's all about innovation, and want to invite everybody here to join. If you haven't already. To sign up for the MIDI Innovation Awards, which will be closing a little bit after the NAMM show. Every year we run the MIDI Innovation Awards and celebrate innovators, just like you guys are doing. So
yeah, I love it. Love it.
That's it for me.
Cool. Can't wait to see you next week. And we'll definitely be spending some time at your booth, which is down the street from our booth, and checking out all your events. Everyone's going to come to this Innovators meetup on Saturday. If we haven't met by then, we'll all hang out there. Let's give Embody a shot. Another shot here. Let's see if we got the audio worked out. Thanks again, Athan. Thanks, MIDI Association. Yes, we hear sound. Thank you. Hot diggity. Oh my gosh, totally worth the wait. That sounded amazing. Thank you so much. That was great. A little bit of an embodied mic drop there. Wow, well, this has been an incredible Zoom. Thanks to everyone who came in and presented today. Wow, we might be misleading you. Like, not all of NAMM is this cool, but this is the cool stuff right here. And these folks represent a posse that we hope to spend time with and be with and check out all their new stuff. Super cool. We got a little background music here, which is awesome. Let's bring Ankita back up for an announcement, and then Bill, we'll do one last, and we'll close out here. Hey, welcome back to stage. In case anyone missed you, what are you up to at NAMM?
Yeah, so hi, I'm Ankita from Triple G Ventures. I'd love to invite you all to our hashtag Innovate at NAMM booth hosted by Triple G and our wonderful friends in Music Tectonics at booth 10105 at NAMM. We're also joined by our partners, MIDI Association, the John Lennon Torbas, and A3E. We're bringing cutting-edge innovations to the NAMM show floor, from Endless's beat-making arcade to Ekwe, which you just saw, to mixed, to Synthogy, to Lava Music, to Sonic 9, to Artiphon. The list is endless. So make sure you stop by for some extraordinary demos by Jordan Rudess, other musicians throughout the day, and we'll be having giveaways. So booth 10105, hashtag Innovate at NAMM, and I think that's my time for today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Excited to share that booth with you. Eleanor Rust, our marketing director, Travis Feaster, and I will all be at that booth doing Music Tectonics podcasts and meeting folks. You've heard Tim Exile from Endless before on the podcast, the Music Tectonics podcast. They have this new arcade beat machine. It's this Pac-Man size machine that will be there at the booth. So come check that out, along with Ekwe and everyone else that Ankita mentioned there. Hey, Bill, tell us again, what are you up to at NAMM?
Yeah, at GPU Audio, we're hosting the Innovation Lounge. It's the ACC North, the Pro Audio floor, booth 15,000. We have a ton of stuff going on, guys. So panels for AI and immersive audio. We have guest demos from Audio Design Desk. If you're not familiar with Audio Design Desk, check them out. Mind-blowing stuff. Sylvia Massey, legendary producer and engineer, will be there on a couple of dates. Performances from Now Takui and Big Yuki, all the way from Japan. Battery, Richard Devine. Dweezil Zappa is going to drop in and do a presentation on the last slot, 5 p.m. on Thursday, talking about his new Atmos mixing. And Genelec will have an Atmos immersive setup right in the middle of our room. So come check us out. There's something for everyone. It's going to be really, really cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Bill. And make sure everyone comes to the Music Innovators meetup. I told you about it before. Here it is on the screen. It's Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. in the room 18803 in ACC North Level 2 at NAMM. We're inviting everybody here, all your innovative friends, come do a shout out. We want to make sure if by Saturday we haven't met every single innovator at NAMM, we want you to meet them. We want them to meet you. We want to meet each other. So that's it. Thanks so much to Music Tectonics Conference Planner Shaylee Ankenbrook and Marketing Director Eleanor Rust. Thanks to Triple G for partnering with us on this event and the MIDI Association as well. This has been amazing. Spread the word about everything you saw, and let's go hang out in Anaheim. Thank you.
All right.
Also,
I'm gonna leave
one last thing. Sorry, here's the link to our next event in the chat. So check it out, register. It's going to be another great event just like this one.
Our focus is going to be Web3 and AI, and we're asking, is tech disrupting the music industry?
Awesome.
I'm going to leave the room open and let Mbodme play us out if you guys are open to it. Yeah?
Mbodme, you guys want to play us out? We'd love to hear a little more.
Yeah. I'm going to focus on you. Yeah.
There we go. We got you.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
His words were arrows and arrows prepared. The walls were green, the lights blurred. I felt that ice rush in my ears, and suddenly, somehow, just like me appeared. And she took my hand, and we ran, and we ran. You'll be more than kings, you'll be more than gods. You'll be a woman, you'll be a woman, you'll be a woman, you'll be a You'll be more than kings. You'll be a woman. You'll be more than gods. You'll be a woman. You'll be a
Nicely done. Nicely done. Thanks for hanging in there. That was awesome. Can't wait to see you guys in California. Thanks, everybody.